right, let's go.
All right, I'd like to go ahead and open up the meeting for Tuesday, May 6, 2025 for the Warrenton Board of Aldermen. If you would, please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance with us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item would be the consent agenda.
We have the regular meeting minutes from April 15th and the work session minutes from April 23rd.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, seconded by Alderman Schultz. Roll call vote.
Alderman Lang?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Corder?
Yes.
Alderman Waite?
Yes.
Alderman Romaker is absent.
Motion passes 5-0 with one absent. Next, we'll have public comments. If you'd like to speak to us, please step up to the podium, state your name. We'll give you 5 minutes to speak.
Good evening. I'm Jane Kelly from Warrenton. Just doing a follow-up. On the 15th, I presented and gave you a handout on recovery homes and the legalities, and I haven't heard anything back on what your decision was.
I don't know that we've made a formal decision, to be honest with you. I think it's something we do need to sit at more of a workshop and discuss the ins and outs of everything on it. Is there anybody else that has?
No, I mean, that was what, 2 weeks ago, a week ago?
It was April 15th.
So, yeah.
I mean, the handout that I gave you, that 6-page, was an invitation for your attorney to talk to the state attorney and discuss the state and federal statutes as related to the rules and regulations of a recovery home. So none of that happened?
No. As far as I know, no. I mean,
We did get a copy to them.
Yeah.
I forwarded a copy to the attorney.
so
So what should I expect? Or what's reasonable to expect?
Well, I think his question is more of what are you wanting?
What we want is a clear decision that you are going to abide by the state and federal rules and regulations. That's all that the whole presentation was about. Because up to this point, there have been many barriers. So, I was okay with whatever you decide, but we just needed a decision. And if you had questions, the attorney there would talk to your attorney.
okay. We'll take a look at it and see if we have any questions.
I've
We'll go
looked
back
at
and
it.
review it. If we have anything, we'll
So
get back.
in 2 weeks, I'll come back and ask public
It's fine.
comment.
Come back every week if you'd like. That's fine. We'll do it best we can.
Okay.
Thank you, Jane. Anyone else like to speak? All right, next we'll have Board of Alderman comments.
Nothing for me.
We will move on. Next we'll hear from City Administrator Brandy Walters.
Good evening. I don't really have anything for you tonight. I just wanted to tell the Garden Club thank you for coming out yesterday and today and getting all the flowers planted on Main Street. It looks great.
Brandy, we moved those planters from off the Main Street where they were going to rework them. They're not there now, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I believe Justin's kind of looking around to see if there's other places. We did add some in front of the courthouse, kind of looking around to see if there's other areas that we could put them.
Perfect. I know everybody really liked those, so that'd be cool if we could get them back in there, Justin, someplace.
Sure. Yeah, there are limited areas just with the sidewalk requirements and stuff, but we'll definitely try to find appropriate places for them.
Thank you.
Anything else,
Thank you.
Brandy? I'm sorry. Anything else? Okay. Next we'll hear from Director of Operations John Struckoff.
Evening. First item I have here tonight is the Building Department monthly report for last month. Getting quite a few permits issued and closed. I would be happy to answer any questions on that report. Have any? Kind of a short month since I've been here, so everything's still the same as last month.
Have got any?
A lot of work going on, so. Okay. Next item I have for you tonight is a proposal from Gonzalez for professional services for some additional work on the new well and storage tank on the south side of town. The design is complete, the bids are out. We're opening bids here in a couple weeks. This proposal is going to include a little bit of overages for the design of the project and also some construction engineering and inspections and everything for the project. So I'd be happy to answer any questions on that if you have any.
Bill, first bill.
Yeah, this is first bill.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 20-25.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Crump, second by Alderman Lang.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for professional services with Gonzalez Companies LLC in connection with the Warrenton Well and Storage Tank Construction Phase services.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 20-25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, second by Alderman Crump.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for professional services with Gonzalez Companies LLC in connection with the Warrenton Well and Storage Tank Construction Phase services.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Alderman Crump.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Alderman Wait.
Yes.
Alderman Lang.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent.
Next item I have for you is another agreement with Gonzalez. This is for the wastewater treatment plant expansion project. Agreement is for the construction services for 1 year of construction. We're going to renegotiate that after the first year. We're expecting a 2-year project out there. So this agreement, it says a not to exceed, includes submittal reviews, on-site services up to 20 hours a week, some other inspections and final walkthroughs and that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions on this one, I'd be happy to answer those as well.
Are there any questions for John?
No.
All right, I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 21-25.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Crump, seconded by Alderman Lang.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for professional services with Gonzalez Companies LLC in connection with the Warrenton wastewater treatment plant construction phase services.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 21-25.
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Lang, seconded by Alderman Corder.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement for professional services with Gonzalez Companies LLC in connection with the Warrenton wastewater treatment plant construction phase services.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Crump.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Alderman Wait.
Yes.
Alderman Lang.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent.
Before we move on, I just want to give a shout out to our crews that are down at the treatment plant right now. They've been working for the past couple of weeks getting old sludge out of a lagoon, and that does not sound like a great job for anybody to do, but they've been busting their butt and doing a great job. So that project will be kicked off starting next week. So we're expecting, like I said, a 2-year project starting next week. Big project. Next item I have for you tonight is Boonslick Sidewalk Phase 2 bid tabs. We went out for bid for the second phase of the sidewalk upgrades downtown. We had, I'm sorry, I don't remember how many bids we had, but we had 4 bids, and Sweeten's Concrete Services was the low bid. We did reference checks and everything, and we're proposing, and also our engineer is proposing to use Sweeten Concrete Services for this project.
Any questions on that?
Nope.
All right, I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 22-25.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Crump, seconded by Alderman Lang.
An ordinance authorizing execution of a construction contract between Sweeten's Concrete Services LLC and the City of Warrenton, Missouri for the Boonslick Road Sidewalk Rehabilitation Phase 2 project.
Entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 22-25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, seconded by Alderman Lang.
An ordinance authorizing execution of a construction contract between Sweeten's Concrete Services LLC and the City of Warrenton, Missouri for the Boonslick Road Sidewalk Rehabilitation Phase 2 project.
vote?
Alderman Quarter?
Yes.
Alderman Waite?
Yes.
Alderman Lang?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Bill passes 5-0 with one absent.
That project is slated to kick off here in the next couple weeks and will be finished before the Fall Festival. So just an update on that. So you can get monthly updates till that's completed as well. Next item I have for you tonight is the well house repairs bid. There are 3 well houses that are in desperate need of repairs, tuck pointing, roofing, flashing, a whole bunch of stuff. So we went out for bid for those 3 projects, and we had 3 bids. We're recommending to go with CV Contractors, which is the best bid, an amount of $81,860.
They'll take care of everything?
That does
Was
everything.
included in the bid?
I'm sorry?
Everything that was included in the bid?
Yes. Yep. All 3, 6, well house 6, 7, and 8. And that includes a new building over top of our generator at well 7.
What's the time frame on it?
They are going to, CV is going to probably do that in like fill-in work because it's a smaller project for the size of the company they are. So I would imagine it's going to be a couple months by the time it's all done.
So
All 3 of them?
All 3 of them, yep.
Okay.
as much as I know because this information's out there, why did we not go with Rager?
So we've had Rager Construction and CV Contractors both do work for us in the past. We have had some issues with Rager Construction and
Just as long as
CV.
there's justification.
Yep, CV is, we've not had any issues with. So,
As long as we got that in the history and able to document why. Any questions on that?
Is it going to have any, will it have any impact on the citizens? Them doing the work on the well houses?
Nope.
Roadways, anything like that?
nope.
Okay.
No, we won't have to take anything out of service for this.
Okay, good.
Any other questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion to award the well house repairs bid to the CV Contractors in the amount of $81,860, the best bid.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Crump, second by Alderman Lang. Roll call vote.
Alderman Waite?
Yes.
Alderman Lang?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Quarter?
Yes. Motion passes 5-0 with one absent.
Since I'm here this meeting and probably won't be the next meeting, I'll go through my dates. May 10th is the garage sale. May 17th is the citywide cleanup at the fairgrounds. I added a date, July 1st is going to be a blood drive in this building. That starts at 10 a.m. Then Fall Festival, September 20th. That's all I got for that.
So I'm sure the blood drive will be over with by the time we start the meeting on July
Yes, it'll be,
1st.
yep,
Okay.
it'll be cleaned up.
All right, any questions on that? All right, thank you, John.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Finance Officer Megan Welder. Gosh, darn it. Wow. Killing me. I know, and then I get tongue-tied. It seems I'm like trying to process to say it right.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have the financials for the month ended of March. And if we start out with revenue, our charges for services are up $30,000 over projection, mostly due to pool-related transactions coming in at $18,000 and trash of $6,000. Other were over projected revenue for $70,000 in the general fund due to the sale of a tractor on the Purple Wave auction of $23,000, as well as the TIF admin fee distributions. They caught us up for 23 and 24 of $23,000 and a grant for the police department of $24,000. Then in the water and sewer fund, we're over $30,000 because of the sale of assets. Lastly, for revenue, we have licenses. We are over $120,000, and that's due to the school building permit that was issued for the construction there. Expenses, we are under $25,000 due to salary-related expenses of a vacant position in grounds and maintenance. Under $20,000 in street for salary-related expenses of a vacant position. And lastly, the interchange fund. It looks like we're over budget, but that's to pay off the loan that we had, and we had the cash on hand, and that was the big deal with the interchange fund loan getting paid off. And that's all I have for you folks.
Any questions about any of that? Thank you, Megan. Thank you.
Welcome.
Next, we're from Grounds and Maintenance Director Justin Knoll. At least I can get that one.
Got that. Yes. Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have our report for March. We have a couple highlights. Of course, we started the playground resurfacing project at Morgan Park. So we pulled up all the tiles and starting to clean up and just kind of make some small repairs to the playground equipment. Our bid for all the supplies and stuff for the resurfacing should be coming to a close tomorrow. So we look forward to kind of getting on with getting all the material ordered to get that back open, hopefully for June. Of course, we've been full swing at the sports complex with soccer and baseball season going pretty strong out there. Of course, we completed the scoreboards and stuff in March. Those are fully active. We had 2 tree removals on Frick Avenue. We also did some property line cleanup on at Lakeview Park along that property line. It's about 350 foot. A lot of honeysuckle and stuff was locked up in there, kind of encroaching on our mowing areas. Kind of looking forward into May here. We have our, of course, we did our flower pots on Main Street today. Then also we're going to be having our first concert in the park on May 9th. That's going to be, our first band is Bad Decisions, and they are a classic rock and blues band. That'll be 7 o'clock to 9 at Dyer Park on May 9th. Also on our report for our project at Dyer Park, we're going to be doing the tennis court resurfacing. We've been working with a couple different folks. We did get some layouts submitted to us. The court dimensions are just a little bit smaller than we were anticipating for the pickleball courts and tennis courts to all kind of lay out and fit with multiple pickleball courts and tennis. So what they're recommended is either, there'll be a couple different options. This one's showing you a representation of 1 full tennis court and 1 full pickleball court side by side. Those would each have appropriate nets. The second option looks like they're showing us 3 pickleball courts and then giving us quite a bit of additional area for some smaller printout, whether it be like Foursquare or shuffleboard, some other, or even just like a shade area in that lower section. There's additional layout for number 3. 4 pickleball courts with, again, a smaller area for shade and bench area. Fourth option is what we have currently. It would be 2 full-size tennis courts with the pickleball court overlaying the middle with just the lines, and those would have tennis court nets, so the net height for pickleball would just be slightly higher. I just wanted to kind of present this to you guys before I just made a choice, and I want to make sure you guys are on board with what
How much tennis is being played over there now, I wonder? Do we have any?
Right. So I've spoken with Jack Hall, who's a member of our tennis club. And believe it or not, the few times that we've been over there, everybody jokes, like, nobody plays tennis in this town. And every time we've been over there for this court, people are there playing tennis. So they are.
I almost feel like we need a tennis court and, of course, as many pickleball as we can get.
Of course. Sure.
I'm not all crazy about this
Down
this
here to
particular
this part?
one.
What's that?
I said, I thought we had tennis courts that we installed right down here at this park.
Down here, there's the old pool.
Right off
What is
the
it?
Morgan.
By the old
Fountain or
pool. I
spring
thought
that's
there were
pushing up
tennis
a
courts
lot.
down there.
There
is, but
there's a
there
spring
but they're
underneath
not.
it. It's pushing up a lot of it, so it's not really too
There's an
bad.
issue.
So we're going to end up getting rid of it basically then in the
Gonna have
future.
to. We didn't realize there was a spring that was gonna be pushing up, and it's really,
I like the diagram too that was on here, but that was taking into consideration that we had the ones down here, but if they're going to be rendered useless, then
Are we thinking about putting tennis courts back down there at all, or someplace?
At Morgan Park, the future park proposal would include a tennis court and pickleball courts. Just kind of depends on what we get back into.
up higher though, correct?
Up on the higher ground, correct?
But that's kind of,
Yeah, I
Out
mean, it
there.
could be, it
Future.
could be future.
we don't want to lose our tennis club.
Absolutely.
We'll be
we
in
have a
trouble.
tennis club.
Yeah, we do.
Do we
Yeah.
have a pickleball club yet?
And
We don't
I
have
think-
pickleball courts yet.
Honestly, I think the only issue is that we also have a horseshoe club that can't play right now because everybody keeps dodging the
goodness
horseshoe.
sakes,
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's the city administrators causing that slowdown.
I'll take the credit for that. It's mostly me. Yeah, I'll say it's all me, dragging my feet, of course.
Well, how about you pick them up?
This is only 1 and 1.
Be great.
What's the difference in net height?
I believe it's an inch and a half, or it's something very minuscule. It's not much.
The net sags a little bit, it's fine.
It's loosen the net.
Just loosen the net a little bit and you're good.
Right.
I would say 1, but honestly, probably the last one's your best bet. That way, if somebody's not on one, somebody can play on the other.
Right, and there's no like really competition, so it is basically recreational play.
Right.
And so with the two of each court, it gives the most people the opportunity to play at their whatever option they prefer.
So are we, if we do this design, are we going to just, are we going to tear it out and redo it?
So they would patch the existing surface, and then it would be new. Yeah, it would be new, completely repainted. They would fill the cracks, fill low areas.
Yeah,
primer.
because that was the complaint I've heard about over
Yeah.
there, is that there's low areas and,
Yes, it does pool a couple. I say pool. I mean less than a quarter. Less than a quarter of an inch, but it does hold some water a little bit. They would level those areas up with their fill coats, and then the color option would be available to change. Whether you think of some of the newer ones are blue and green options, we wouldn't have to exactly stay with the traditional red and yellow.
Yeah, I would say
Red and green.
that's probably going to be the best option
Okay,
right now.
is what we have.
Yeah, something like that. You guys,
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
What about,
We'd be utilizing the
court.
tennis courts for pickleball as well. You'll just have,
the lines will be designated in different ways?
yeah, designated lines within it.
But you can use the courts for either or.
I'm sorry.
Kind
You
of,
can use the courts for either tennis
Correct,
and
yes.
pickleball.
it'd be almost dual purpose.
So
Yeah.
does this diagram utilizing both courts for pickleball as well, does that also have a designated area for room in front of it, like some of the other diagrams where there could be like picnic tables or something, so people could put their stuff on them?
The user areas would pretty much be fully used areas, so there wouldn't necessarily be room for like a bench on the end. There is a little bit of space on the chain link fence on the left side of this diagram where there's an existing bench in a little rock area, so there would be room for benches. But as far as any other like shade structures or anything with this layout, you would need all the space for their user areas. Like if they're standing on those lines, they need so many feet so they don't hit the fence. if
So
they're-
I guess more of a question, maybe picnic benches on the outside of the chain link, so at least people can watch or
Yeah,
sit and...
or yeah,
Something to that
benches or a
extent.
picnic table or something
Something
like
close,
that.
for sure.
On the outside, I get, because
Yeah.
of the stuff around it.
Well, you're bringing stuff in,
Right.
you want somewhere to set it instead of just throwing it on the ground, so.
Absolutely.
Things like that, but I'm glad we're utilizing it, so how much of a cost savings is that gonna be as opposed to tearing the whole structure out and redoing it into different,
I don't have the proposals with me, but it's significant. It's like a third of the cost for like full replacement. I think a lot of the new courts are 120, I think they bid them roughly 120,000 per court. So for the dual battery, I mean, you could be into, $200,000 for like high post tension concrete, and then the paint and all that stuff. So it's a big savings just refurbishing the existing court.
Furbish away.
yeah.
For sure.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll move forward with the existing layout that we got.
That one doesn't have any cracks, by the way, right? This bit.
There is, there's asphalt seams is what you see. So like where the asphalt joined together are the primary cracks. There's a few along the, I guess, south property line where the tree line is. There's some tree roots and stuff under there, but they're pretty minimum. They'll be able to fill and patch those. They will expose the surface cracks again in the future, but it's expected, sir.
Any
Are we
questions
voting on this?
For Justin?
Voting?
Questions? I don't believe we have to vote.
Yeah, I
do we?
don't think you have to vote. I appreciate all your
I don't
guys'
see
input.
any of it being something we're...
It's a big decision.
Didn't think you'd get this much for pickleball. Tennis, did you?
Oh, you can't imagine.
I think honestly, we can proceed with just direction of which one it is that we'd like to see. All right, I'll entertain a motion to close the regular Board of Alderman meeting.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Crump, seconded by Alderman Lang. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. You're so adjourned. Thank you, folks.